Hey, what's good, guys? Polipopo here, and I'm glad to be on the channel. I'm glad you guys came by to check out what's going on. If you're new to the MPC, it can be extremely intimidating whenever you get it. And today I just want to show you a couple of good ways to make a song and my own personal experience with the MPC. I like to lay everything out on one sequence and then stretch it out. That's going to be the first method that I show you. And then the second method is going to be more of an old school way where on sequence one, I want this. On sequence two, I want something different. And I'm going to go through both ways on this video. I'm going to try to make it as short and sweet as possible, but as informative as I can along the way. If you guys have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments. And I just want to do this because the more you do it, the easier it becomes. I've been using an MPC for over 3 years now, and it's been the answer to all my problems as far as sequencing out different audio gear or playing your guitar into it, sequencing out audio tracks. There's tons of different work ways around this and many different approaches. So yeah, first thing we're gonna do is just turn it on like we just got it out of the box. Don't even worry about going into controller mode or anything like that, because honestly, as soon as you master it in standalone and you get into your controller, it's the same workflow. I see a lot of people get on their MPC and the first thing they do is put it in controller mode and then they grab the mouse and their keyboard. And this is a standalone unit. If you can use it as a standalone unit, you'll be able to master it in standalone. You don't even have to look at the software whenever you're using it, okay? Repetition is the key. Give me 10 minutes, guys, and I promise that after this video, you're going to find something that you can use to your advantage, and you'll know how to make a full song on your MPC. So let's get right into it. All right. First things first. Let's just show you here. You turn on your MPC, go to a new project. There's so much stuff to go over on this box, but today, like I said, we're just gonna cover the basics. You go to empty project. I'll show you guys later on how to get to that default screen and all that stuff if you have any questions at all. Blank project, what are you gonna do here? First thing that you do whenever you turn this thing on is you're going to want to find your sounds. This is the first button you push when you turn on your MPC. I'm not going to stress that enough. Turn it on and you hit browse. It's this button right here. As soon as you hit browse, it's going to take you to your drums. Don't worry about places. Don't worry about expansions. These are all, you'll get into all this stuff later. For right now, right off the get-go, you want content. This is the content that's inside of your MPC, and it's inside of everybody's MPC. The beautiful thing about this is if you make a song like me, all of my videos, I use the acoustic fat kit, the chill trap kit, and I load up a whole bunch of different sounds, which we're going to do right now. But that means that anybody that wants to, that if you're brand new to MPC and you're like, man, I could change those drums for you, Paulie, I can send you that and it'll pop up on your computer or in your MPC, and you can take over that project. And it's a great way to collaborate with other artists without having to be in another studio. You can collaborate with somebody in Ireland or France or the UK. Man, there's so many places so many great people that use the MPC, and it's great to be able to collaborate. So right now we're in content, and right over here, we're going to focus on this side here. You got drums and your instruments. We're not worrying about clips. We're not worrying about samples, your files, or nothing. This is all USB stick and finding your stuff in your USB. What we're going to do is just load up drums and instruments. These are all stock. Everybody has these in their MPC. So what we're going to do, we're going to hit drums. If you look over here, you got 4 squares. Now, the 4 squares, I like to load up the 4 squares because all the drums are already in their element. You're not going to get an 808 with an acoustic kick. It's in its own element. They have hip hop kit, and you can scroll up and down and find which one you want. Me personally, like I say, in the last freaking 600 videos, I load the acoustic fat kit. I was so excited that it was the first one that came up, and I'm like, yes, drums, awesome, beautiful. So the second one that I load up, because I did listen to these, my goal was to make a song with every single one of these kits, but there's so many. So my second one is the Chill Trap kit. It should be nice and loud. Forgive me if it should be all right. Let's see what we got here. All right, so we got the Chill Trap kit. We got that loaded. And all I do to load, instead of hitting my screen, right here's the up, down, left, right arrow. In the middle, there's a blank button. And what you want to do is when you hit that blank button, it's like hitting load. So I hit the blank button and yes, replace, fine. Cool, so what we want to do next, we have the acoustic kit and a Chill Trap kit. Beautiful, right? So these are full kits. That means on every single pad, there's going to be a drum. Let me show you. Acoustic fat kit, because we're in the square. These are drums, or your samples, more like drums. Every single pad's got a drum, even if I go to my next program. I love the 808. That's why I use this kit. I'll only use the 808. So we loaded those too. Go back to browse. When you're working on this, stay in browse. Don't just do what I did. Don't go back out to see what it sounds like. I just did that to show you on the pads that it loads every single pad. You can go into your samples and find individual drums and all that, but for today, we're just gonna stick with the whole group. It's the easiest way to get going, okay? So I loaded up 2 kits. I'm gonna use all 16 on my first kit. And on my Chill Trap kit, like I say, I'm only gonna use that 808. All right, so we're done with the drums. That's a lot of drums. That's 17 different drums that I'm gonna use, because it's 16, and then on the next, it gave me 16 more, but I'm only gonna use 1 drum, so it's 17. Guys, just take your time, follow me on this. You won't have to do anything else after this, I promise. It'll make sense, and then it'll get easier and easier, and I'll explain why I'm doing this as I go. Next, what you want, you're like, okay, what's gonna be in this song? You need a bass, you need a guitar, you need keys, you need horns, some kind of lead synth. Load those sounds now. Don't wait until later on to, just trust me, we're gonna load up a bass. All right, and all these sounds are good. They sound like that and you're like, nah, I ain't gonna use that, but you can edit the sounds, pitch them, add reverb, different effects and everything. I'll show you that here in a little bit, but right now just select 5 sounds, okay? That's 1, bass. We'll load this guitar. We'll load these keys. Wait, let's get these keys. That's 3. Let's load 2 more. Me personally, whenever I'm making a song, let's do it my way. Instead of just loading 5 sounds, load like 10. Just go through and be like, let's see, I might be able to use that. I like that sound. If you like it, hit the button in between the up, down, left, or right arrow. Say you like that. And I'll explain in a minute why I'm doing this, because why would I want to go back? It's like when you're in the middle of making a song, the last thing you want to do is go back and find these sounds. It's going to kill your workflow. You don't want to stop. So we're loading all of our sounds now. It's like buying an MPC, you turn it on, and this is our template. You turn it on, I'll show you how to make a template too. But when you turn it on, it has all these sounds on it. Instead of having like a USB keyboard that doesn't have any on it, you got something to start with. And if you don't like the sound, you don't have to use it. You can always just go back and... So we got a lot of sounds going on right now. I want some strings, and then I think we'll be done. that was a big one. The cool thing is and I'll show you this too, is how to purge your samples so that it's like if you use plugins on your computer and you load up 5 of the same plugin, but you only hit 3 notes on each one. You know, if you have 5 different pages and this keyboard's playing 3 notes, the same keyboard's playing 2 notes on a different sound, and you know what I'm saying, is playing 5 different instances, you can purge it to where the only 9 notes are playing and it only opens 1 DAW. So that's what purging basically does, is it smashes only what you're using. This way it speeds things up. It doesn't bog down your MPC, which good luck bogging this thing down. Let's get some strings and then we'll call it a day. That sounds sweet. All right. And one more here. Just cuz. And like I say, all you guys have these sounds. There's nothing fancy. We just went and hit browse, turn on the MPC, hit browse. Don't worry about places or expansions. Just go to content, hit drums, select 2 drum kits. Go to instruments, select 10. Okay? I'm going to tell you guys something here real quick. Real quick here. The reason why I like to load up so many sounds like that is, like I say, so you don't have to stop the workflow. I'm trying to take my time in this video to show you guys that, because it's very important. Whenever you're loading up a song, you want to have your drums ready, you want to have everything ready. Not so much as making a template to where you're working on a project and those are the only sounds that I'm ever going to use, then you would make a template. But to get going, just do what I did. Just practice that. I would even stop now, turn off your MPC, and turn it back on, hit browse, go to content, load up your drums, and then load up some sounds, okay? Now that we did that, I'm going to go ahead and go back to the screen here where we can, this would be more of like step 2 on there. But that first step is the most crucial step. You already know how to use your MPC better than I did for the first 6 months, okay? By doing this. Just trust me, this will save you some heartache. We're not using plugins or anything like that. We're just using the stock sounds, which the plugins are dope too, and I'll show you in a minute. So check this out. We're back here. Sorry, didn't mean to bump you. So we got this. Now you hit main. Everything you did is here. The drums are going to be on your squares, and we're not worrying about the plug or any of these bottom ones. We're just worrying about the keys that you picked. They're the same symbols, the drums and the keys. Drums, drum program 1, drum program 2. Those are the only 2 you loaded, so that's all you get. And for your keys, you got your bass 808. Every single sound that you hit OK and loaded, now you can use them, okay? Which we got like 10 sounds, which is pretty dope. Because, like I say, in the middle of the song, you don't know what you're gonna use. Really important. If you're not using a USB keyboard, all I did was plug this thing in USB to the back. That's it. And it works. And if you're using the MPC pads, you do have these octaves, A, B, C, and D, which since the update I've had issues. It's like you see, mine won't go past B and it starts an octave up. This should be like C and D. I'm missing B and A on mine, so I don't have those low octaves. So I use a USB keyboard. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and make something. I got my metronome on right here, so I can see everything that's going on my metronome. I got it on. I'm going to turn it down so it doesn't drive you guys crazy. So I'm dealing with a little delay here. That's as loud as the Metro is going to go. And that's the only thing that keeps me in time. Me personally, I like to just do everything right off the bat with just my melody. I don't like to have anything else other than my melody. I hope this doesn't come out echoey, dude. What's going on? Is that good? This thing's weird right now. Okay. Like I say, I'll run into issues, but we'll get through this. Here we go. This is going to be the fun part. I'm going to go ahead and just lay down a bass line. We're going 8 bars. We're going to do everything on one sequence. We're not going to mess with sequence at all, okay? For this for this video. The next video we'll do a more old school way where you take the sample, copy it, and then you play different stuff per sequence. This is going to be more of the way that I approach it. I find it useful, so check it out. We'll hit overdub and play. You hear how it's playing back a little bit out of time of what I played it. It's because I have my quantization on, this TC. If you turn it off, that bad boy will play back just as swingy as you played it, okay? Me, I'm gonna leave it alone. I'm not gonna redo anything on here, we're just gonna go. So I got that. Now what do? I go to track 2. I'm gonna add my next sound. Nylon guitar, here we go. Turn it down a little bit. Whenever I'm stacking sounds, I find it a whole lot easier to turn the volume down. Don't turn everything up, turn it down. It makes it louder in the weirdest way. Track 3. Third plugin, or third sample that we picked. Grand piano, the Love Me piano. This is without any effects or anything. This is just dry. If you want to add effects, you get to that. I'll get to that later. Let's lay this piano down. There is no bad beat. A bad beat is a beat that is not made. Doesn't matter if it's in time. Here we go. Lead played. If I don't like this sound, I won't use it. But I like it. Turn it down. We're looking for a little bitty melody, little 8-bar loop. Here we go. It's a little pattern. That's all we're doing. Track 5. And yeah, it sounds a little muddy because we're putting a whole bunch of stuff, but I'm taking the hype of this song. I want everything to shoot off on one sequence, and then I'll say, hey, on sequence 1, I only want my lead and my piano follow me on this. Trust me, alright? I really just genuinely want to help because this box is awesome. Here we go. Change the sound. I love that one. Yes, it is very hard for me to play piano and talk at the same time, but that's going to give it some hype later on, watch. Bear with me, guys. And this is just the way that I make music. I'm not showing you how to make a song, I'm just showing you the workflow, okay? Let's see what this sounds like. Sounds too much, so I'm not going to use it. If you spend too long on something, something wrong. Don't even do it. You want to make music from your heart, not your head. You don't have to think about it. That and you're using it. Maybe. Nope, I already got it. There it is. Hey. Little pattern. Here we go, 7. I'll eventually run out of sounds and I'll be like, okay, well I'm done. And then I'll show you how to break it out. Yeah, we'll do that. Something nice and light in the background. It just gives it a little harmony, you know what I'm saying? You ever sit in a theater and you're like, you hear that come together? It's a different way of sampling, guys. There's no drums yet. My drums aren't really that great, so whatever. There we go, track 9. Abyss, here we go. Hello, dude. messed up, then I'm gonna leave that in there, man. That's the Mona Lisa right there. that's the truth. Track 11. It's gonna be all drums. I'm gonna hit full level for my kick. Let's just put something down. How to do the volume and everything like that on each pad or each track. We're going to explode these, so everything's going to be done on one track right now, but by the end of it we'll have like 20. Watch. Gonna go for these two now. I'm holding note repeat at the same time on 16. You can change them live, but I just like it like that. Effects to each pad. These are just the drums that I use. Right off the get-go, turn on your MPC and start doing this. Thank you guys for sticking around here. We're gonna bust this out here in a minute. Watch. If you know anybody struggling with this, shoot them this video. I'm trying to do the best that I can on it. Track 12. I'm gonna hit this pencil, explode out my drums, mutes out my drums, but now my kick is on 12, pad 2 is on 13. Every single pad's different. Now if I have a channel mixer, I can see all my drums, all my everything, okay? We're not gonna worry about that. I only did that to show you how to explode out your drums. So now we got 24 tracks. On track 26, we're gonna put the 808, baby. Remember that guy? Let's see what we got. We love it. So 16 level this. There's A, B, C, and D up here. The button right underneath B is 16 level. Time I'm gonna stop. Guys, thank you so much for sticking around and watching that, and you're gonna thank yourself after you do that. All we did, we hit browse, loaded up those drums, 2 kits, 10 sounds, and track by track we're like maybe we'll use it, maybe we won't, all on one sequence. We ain't worried, we ain't tripping on the sequence. Okay, so you just watch that and see what I did. If you didn't get it, go back and watch it because it's important. Then we're on track 26. We're on track 26. So what we're going to do now is we're going to break this down into a whole song. Okay? So in order to do that, it's 8 bars. How do I get 8 bar? You can't just turn this to 64 bar and be like, oh, no. You can double the length of the sequence. No, you got to copy this sequence. We're going to hit this pencil and sequence to 2. If you didn't see that, here we go again. I'm going to go sequence 1, hit the pencil under sequence, and copy it to 3. I'm going to copy to 4, copy to 5. We're going to do 8 different instances. All right? So now we have 8 sequences. They all sound the same right now, okay? Keep in mind, the old school way of doing it, sequence 1, I want yap, tap, bap, tap. On sequence 2, I want bip, 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 bip. And that's how you manipulate your sample. You got to copy your whole sample. What we're doing on here is totally different. This is my approach on it, all right? So I just hope that this might help. You can even wipe out the drums and resample this after you're done and then go on that workflow, sample-based workflow. But for right now, just playing out your parts, do it like this. So we got 8 sequences. For now, what we're going to do, we're going to hit track mute. It's the first button underneath C on your MPC. Track mute. These are all my drums. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I still have more over here. We know track 11 is our full kit. So right off the bat, we never want that full kit to be playing. You see what I'm doing? Every sequence, if we wanted sequence 2 to come out banging, we just leave that alone. But we're turning these off. So now what we're going to do, I want only my kick. I don't even want my kick. And I definitely don't want my 808 coming out either, swinging off the gate, you know what I'm saying? So I'm going to take these drums out. I just want a nice little subtle, nothing. You can use the pads, man. So we got this is going to be sequence 1. Sequence 1 will be that. Sequence 2, we make sure that they don't look like sequence 1. Sequence 2, let's do this. That's cool. Sequence 3, let's just, because, I can spend all day doing this, going through each part and what I want to mute out and what I don't want to mute out. But we're not going to do that. I just want to show you guys the workflow. We'll let all the drums fly on that one. We'll let all the synth parts go on this one. No drums. Sequence 8, I just want it to die down. I really don't want much. It's going to be kind of like sequence 1. See what I'm doing? These are all my drums and stuff. It's nice that it labels the drums for you, but you actually got to name these if you want to. So I'll show you that in another video. But for right now, we have 8 sequences. Let's make sure they don't look the same. 7's pretty big. Okay. There's a lot of drums going on over here. Let's mute some of these out. You don't want anything repeating too much. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so let's say we like that. Now what? How do you get all 8 to play? You got to go into song mode. And if you have like an MPC 1 or live, you can just hit menu and go into song mode. I always hit shift and shift, and the second or the first button underneath D is kind of red. If you hold down shift, you can hit song, it brings you to the screen. So we got 8 sequences. I want all 8 of them. And the reason I do that, because 8 bars is, it comes out to about a 2-minute song, is what I'm saying. You got 64 bars, is about a 2-minute song, okay? So it's decent. So right now, it's like all 8 sequences. This is important. I'm gonna have to get in here, okay? They're all 8. You want to make sure it's highlighted. And we're almost done, I promise. Say if you want sequence 3 to play here, twice, you make it play twice. But for the sake of the video, we're just gonna go right down the line. 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Now you can go up here and push play and it'll go down. And it's like, okay, cool, I got my song. What do? You have to convert it from down here, okay? If you convert from here or it's up here, it's only gonna give you 8 bar. And you're not gonna get anything below that highlighted. So you have to highlight down here. It's important to highlight down here. Right here. And then you want to convert to 9. Do it. Clear. We're done. You hit, from here you can insert sequence 9 and C. It's got 64 bars. Okay, so we're good. Go to main. And now we're going to listen to the whole song that we just made. Okay, guys? We thank you for sticking it out with me and doing all this. Hopefully this comes out good. And if not, it's not a bad beat because we made it together, all right? And that should be motivating. You guys can do better than this. And, yeah, and there's tons of different things to go over on the MPC. And this is just one of them. So I hope that you guys found some value in the video. I'm going to hit play. And like I say, you can wipe out the drums and resample everything. Keep that in mind while you're listening to this back, because you got different parts coming in and out. I don't have piano and this on all my synth playing on every track. So check it out. Pretty dope. I'm Polipopo. If you guys need any help, man, this is all I like to do. This is what I love to do. And if you need any help, hit me up. I'm here. I'm not going anywhere. I'll be here every single step of the way.